Toon gets us underway as the ball played back immediately to her. Letitia launching towards that left-hand side. As Tullis-Joyce gets her first competitive touch for Manchester United in the WSL. It's straight back to West Ham though, that delivery. Galton has support, but manages to win the throw-in in front of a patch of red home supporters keen to see their side get off to winning ways. Janssen just asked to place the ball back where the foul was committed. She does so, and it's passed back to Tullis-Joyce. Letitia, the new Manchester United captain, looks up, passes out to her right. And the battle on the halfway line sees Aisi bundled to the floor. The visitors winning a free kick in their half. West Ham United finished 11th in the WSL last season. It was a tough campaign for the side in claret and blue, who have some space opening up on the left-hand side. There's a slip, and United are able to retrieve possession and look to string together a first attacking move of content. It's a good delivery towards Ella Toon. United committing numbers forwards, another cross, eventually cleared by West Ham. Ueki tries to turn and charge forward, but Manchester United smother the ball. That was something Mark Skinner spoke about in his press conference this week, really wanting to see Man United exert control on the transition, win the ball higher up in the pitch so that they can be relentless like they are now in attack. 1v1 battle, the cross does come in. It's dealt with by West Ham. There was support in the form of Grace Clinton, but the cross came in regardless. And Grace Clinton, although she's not a new signing, she's going to feel like one. For Manchester United boss, Mark Skinner had a superb season on loan at Tottenham Hotspur. Broke into the England Lionesses set up as well. She spoke about her pride at being handed the number 8 shirt. And she's working hard to put some pressure on West Ham United to good effect as well. Turland falls to the ground and gets straight back up and appeals to the referee. You can see there the tenacity of Manchester United to get that important touch. It's hooked over. It's that right leg that's clipped. Elizabeth Turland, one of the marquee signings of the summer. Looking lively in these early exchanges, less than 5 minutes on the clock. Clinton, back to Janssen. Turland charging towards goal, and Manchester United picking up the seconds, enjoying a good spell of pressure here as Clinton tries to find Turland, who looks to chest it down. Good defending from West Ham. You need a little bit of respite here as the ball's played down that right-hand channel. Letitia positioned really well, deals with that smoothly, as she always tends to do in a Manchester United shirt. Just 22 years old. Receives the ball back, comfortable on it. Her pass finds Toon. Letitia goes long this time, ball over the top. Into the path of Leah Galton. Driving into the area, cuts the ball back. Fingertips over the crossbar. And West Ham United defending for their lives early on here at Old Trafford, concede the corner. It was good work from Galton. That's exactly what her boss is going to want to see her do, get her head down charge, just lifting to see where Turland was. Gets a thumbs up from her teammate. What can United create here? It's going to be another corner. Clinton on the delivery for United. So United head that gets to it first. It's recycled and put back into the danger area by Clinton. Nodded away by West Ham, only so far as Galton. Turner with the cross this time, headed away. And it fizzles out gratefully into the arms of the West Ham United goalkeeper. The hosts starting brightly. Manchester United win the ball up high again, and they can reset with Riviere playing it back to Letitia. Ball still in play. Man United not able to capitalise then. That was a bit of a sleepy moment from West Ham United. Riviere finds Janssen to Toon. The applause you hear around Old Trafford on the 8th minute is in respect to Maddie Cusack on the 1-year anniversary of her passing. Very poignant moment here at Old Trafford, remembering the former Sheffield United player. Riviere finding the run of Turland, just about enough to keep the ball in play. Toon was lurking. West Ham alert to the danger, and that's exactly what Elizabeth Turland is so effective at finding the gaps in back lines, stretching the play, using her pace. And the great thing is, from a Manchester United perspective as well, she has the finishing as part of her game too. Scored 20 goals in 39 appearances for Brighton, joint second top goal scorer in the league. She's proving already in these opening 10 minutes to be a useful outlet for United. We win a throw-in on the halfway line. 0-0 still. Pressure from Turland. West Ham's defence does well, and it's played towards Ueki. Again, Letitia shadowing the West Ham United number 9. Ueki won the Young Hammer of the Year, the inaugural award for the women's side, after a really productive season. 6 goals in all competitions. She'll be wanting to add to that season's tally, building upon a good opening campaign. As Turland helps United advance upfield. Got a throw in halfway in the West Ham United territory. Over the top. Once again from Manchester United. It's effective. And now the numbers come to support Turland, one of them being Grace Clinton. And there you see again, United pressing and pressing high up the pitch. The foul committed underlines the aggression that Manchester United applying. It's Vivian Ayisi, who's the player who took that heavy knock. Let's take a look at the Manchester United chances in the opening stages, because it has been all one-way traffic, and Leah Gorton down the left-hand side is always a menace. Her cross into the danger area almost fell perfectly for Elizabeth Turland. A great goal line defensive block. Elizabeth Turland looks lively. She looks to be picking up exactly where she left off from last season. Daisy back up on her feet, able to continue. And Amber Tzirk will take this free kick for West Ham. West Ham with possession in the United half. Lost 7 times on the road last season, the joint worst record with relegated Bristol City. Can they end that bout of travel sickness this afternoon? It's been a tough start. United dominant in the opening quarter of an hour, but no goals just yet to show for it. Letitia given time to scan and scan again. Switch up and square to Turner. Gorton carries and Again, unselfish play from Elizabeth Turland, showing that desire to get in a position for her teammate to pass to, and winning a free kick for Manchester United, which is taken quickly and played back. Letitia out to the left-hand side. Options are plenty for United. But the loose pass is seized upon by the visitors, who are charging down this left-hand side. Ueki. Space opening up on the right. This is a positive break for West Ham United, who haven't had too many forays into the Manchester United final third. That was a good bit of counter-attacking play that's going to prove more and more important, you imagine, as this 90 minutes evolves. It was a perfect pass laid on to Emma Harries. She looked up, you wondered whether she was going to pull the trigger, but the hesitation just enabled Leah Galton to make that slide-in challenge and for the ball to trickle out for a West Ham corner, their first of the game. The game plan you suspect for West Ham would have centred upon these types of opportunities to test their hosts from dead ball scenarios, and to test, of course, the new Manchester United keeper, who deals with that test accordingly, punches away. And now Manchester United can look to try and charge towards goal themselves. Clinton's fouled. Maya Letitia takes the free kick. United looking to keep the ball rolling, build the momentum in this match. Galton once again contests down the left, links up with Toon. Toon with a great ball in. The outstretched leg of Elizabeth Turland looking to get on the end of that delivery. Ella Toon just can't be afforded any time or any space in those kind of situations on the pitch, because she will deliver balls like that, which most times are going to be tucked away by the centre forwards on the end of them. Another ball into the box. First from the left and now from the right. It's becoming quite relentless. Although that short ball from Galton's recovered well by United. They can go again, some spaces opening up. United not only moving the ball well, but moving West Ham well about the pitch as well, as the ball comes in from Riviere. And Turland adjudged to have fouled, sandwiched in between her defenders. It was a slight nudge on the back of Shannon Cook. West Ham play out from the back once again. Gorey out to the right. Floated towards the halfway line. New club captain. Really nice moment earlier on this week from Maya Letitia, meeting Sir Alex Ferguson, who gave her a few encouraging words ahead of the start of the new season. She said that she would get this club back to winning ways, and of course last season was a season full of ups and downs for Manchester United. Highs and lows is how Aoife Mannion described it, speaking to the club's TV channels. pretty much summarised by the last 6 days of the season. But let's put a pause on that for now as Manchester United attack once again through Elizabeth Turland. Kind of almost apologetically looks up at Ella Toone, who was in support there. It was a really, really good break for Manchester United. Turland had acres of space, showing off that pace. Just perhaps needed to look up ever so slightly and see if she could lay off that pass to Ella Toone. As I was saying, that last week of the season, perhaps for Manchester United, encapsulated the campaign as a whole. A brilliant day winning the FA Cup at Wembley Stadium. First major trophy for the Red Devils. And 6 days later came here to Old Trafford and were humbled by Chelsea. A 6-0 loss that Mark Skinner said led to a bit of a hangover over the summer. But he feels re-energised. He feels a fresh commitment and energy from his players. Really interesting, actually, in his press conference this week. He said they feel like they're together. There's a togetherness about the squad that he likened to his first and second season in charge. The third season wasn't mentioned, but it was one that United created history in winning that FA Cup, even if they did have their lowest finish in the WSL. And they're under a bit of pressure here from West Ham. West Ham have height in their team, so throw-ins like this are going to look to exploit. The ball does fall kindly for the shot to come in from Anouk Denton. See the gap being exploited. It bounced, kindly so, but the finish was lacking. Loose from Manchester United. West Ham have the throw in. And a chance to get bodies up the pitch. Ayesi surrounded by red shirts. This is here with the clearance that falls kindly for West Ham. Searching ball for Ueki again, who's just unable to control the football. Ball hooked clear by Jade Riviere. Always teed up nicely for a shot from West Ham. Eventually the offside flag goes up and Manchester United's defensive organisation serves them well. Still Manchester United 0, West Ham United 0 here at Old Trafford. Saturday morning in the sunshine. WSL football gets back underway. We saw a brilliant game between Chelsea and Aston Villa last night. Brighton versus Everton kicks off imminently as well before a packed day, a triple header tomorrow. Arsenal taking on Manchester City, Leicester visiting Liverpool, and Spurs welcoming the new local rivals on the block, Crystal Palace. So good to have the Barclays Women's Super League back. Pressure being applied to Millie Turner. Pressure that she deals with, and that's a sliding challenge, mistimed from Emma Harries. Jade Riviere felt the brunt of it. It's going to result in the first yellow card of the game. And a pretty straightforward one for the referee to deal with. Riviere won't require treatment, just a second or two to get back up on her feet. Pressure on Turner as the two centre-backs exchange passes, looking for that right option to play. Manchester United wanting to break the deadlock. They've gone long and direct once again. This should be seen out by West Ham, although the pressure's applied, it's not seen out at all. And this is a really good opening for Manchester United, and that deadlock is broken. They've had to be patient. But Manchester United take the lead, and it is all courtesy of the hard work, tenacity, and the composed finish from their number 23, Jace. It was relatively straightforward stuff in the end from Manchester United, a direct long ball forwards from their captain. It looked like West Ham would be able to see the danger, but Jace wasn't having any of that. Won the ball and found the back of the net. The goal has been coming, and it's Manchester United 1, West Ham United 0. And the frustration's going to fizzle for West Ham to concede a goal like that after showing such fortitude defensively to try and keep Manchester United out. Might be a few question marks whether it was a foul, but for many it was just hard work and physicality from United, and physicality being the key word there. Another thing that Mark Skinner mentioned, that he wanted to see more of that from his team this season. He's seen it. It's resulted in a goal. How can West Ham respond though? Fallon Tullis-Joyce hasn't had much to do in the Manchester United goal on her competitive debut in the WSL. Plenty of experience though across Europe and in America. 4 appearances in League Cup games, and Mark Skinner, her gaffer, said that she is the best shot stopper he has worked with in his life. He's worked with plenty of talented goalkeepers. Her gloves yet to really be tested as we approach the half-hour mark. Challenge comes in from Riviere. Janssen tidying up. Really liked the sort of freedom she's played with so far for United. A really shrewd piece of recruitment from the home team, who are on the attack again. Good play from Clinton. Nice ball forwards as well. This time Denton does deal with the difficulty. All United's outfield players now in the West Ham half. Jay's continuing to cause problems. She's found Ella Toon. Smart ball from Toon, and Clinton with the strike. Jace is such a magnet for West Ham players. It afforded Toon a little bit more space. She cut it back nicely for Clinton. See Mark Skinner in conversation with his players, in particular Dominique Janssen, one of his most experienced players, in fact. Brilliant to see her back in the WSL. Whilst on the right-hand side, Rianne Skinner relaying some messages to her team, and most of that will be perhaps how they can divert the danger away so that they don't make mistakes like the one that led to the only goal of the match so far. Let's take a look back at it whilst we have the opportunity to do so. Maya Le Tissier, captaining Manchester United at Old Trafford, went direct, went long. It looked like West Ham were going to deal with the danger, but Jace picked the pocket of the West Ham United debutant. And in the end, it was a goal that came about from sheer hard work and a slice of audacity and determination. And those are all quality ingredients Manchester United are going to need to display, not just on the opening day of the season, of course, but throughout the whole campaign if they are to really challenge in that top three. If they're to build upon that first trophy, that first taste of Champions League action that they got last season, they also need to showcase a ruthless edge. Just over 10 minutes left to go in this opening half. United have dominated possession. Will they have more to show for it by the time we break? West Ham United waiting for Emma Harries to be able to rejoin. They're down to 10 at the moment. And eventually Harries is signalled to rejoin her teammates. And she needs to get back into position quick because United have the ball in the West Ham half. Turner plays it back to Letizier. Ten minutes of the first half remain. United 1-0 up. Elizabeth Turland hustling away. And it leads to Grace Clinton having possession. Plays it out to the right. Denton covers. And clears the danger away for a throw-in. Toon searches for the run of Clinton. Trying to pull those strings for Manchester United. Spent 7 years with United's youth teams. It's Manchester United through and through. They're vice captain this season as well. Jace felt the pull. But no free kick. West Ham have the throw. In their own half, just a few yards away from their boss, Rhiannon Skinner, who you can see and shot on the edge of her technical area. 25-year-long coaching career, Skinner. She's only in the last 4 years, would you believe, been able to dedicate to full-time management. There was a really interesting interview with her early in the week, a deep dive into her career and how it all started when she was actually studying at Leicester University. She got involved with the club's community scheme at Leicester City and became Women and Girls Officer within that. Led to her working at the C of E, and before she knew it, she was involved in the elite coaching setup linked in with England. She actually co-founded Leicester City's women's team. Helped Spurs get their highest finish in the WSL, and here at West Ham has spoken about the long-term project, the work that's needed to try and make West Ham a more competitive outfit higher up the table. And she'll look to try and have them as organised as possible to keep out this Man United side who have dominated possession, have 1 goal to their name. Can they double that with 2 now? The cross comes in, headed away, only so far as the goal scorer. Lays it off to Janssen. The shot is blocked. West Ham working really, really hard off of the ball. As the opportunity is taken to try and attack the West Ham United goal once again. You can see how that block spent a lot of time in the air. It bounced. He was unable to control, and then a first-time strike whistling wide for United. Minutes played in the other game going on right now in the Women's Super League between Brighton and Everton. Goalless so far. Brighton, of course, exchanging centre forwards with Manchester United. Elizabeth Turland signing for the Red Devils. Nikita Paris, a deadline day delivery for the Seagulls. Having spent last season playing for Manchester United, who have a corner. A roar of noise as Grace Clinton goes over to that far corner, lifts both arms aloft. This is going to be a routine from the training ground for Manchester United. In swinging delivery. Does it take a touch? It does indeed, off of the top of a West Ham United player. United will have another opportunity, this time from the opposing corner flag. And a different delivery taker. Letitia with the header, falls to Jace. That is a beautiful back heel from the Brazilian. And it's almost a second for Manchester United. That would have been something quite spectacular. The crossbar rattled, and at the moment, so is West Ham United's defence. They've got another corner to defend. Gorey with the first touch. Played back in by United. And that will go out for a goal kick. 5 minutes left of this opening half at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, West Ham United 0. Icy playing it forward. It's too much of a task, and we'll see Fallon Tallis Joyce getting a touch of the ball. Been a spectator for most of this match so far. Teammates in front of her doing a really good job of taking control of this game as we enter the final few stages of the opening 45. It's a throw-in for Manchester United. Even if Katrina Gorey thinks otherwise. Captain just letting her feelings be known, her frustrations to a certain degree as well, because this too enables Man United to get some key players forward. You can see in shot, Janssen hovering for the ball, Clinton, Turland, goes back to Letitia in the end. Turner in the circle, back to Letitia, the halfway line. We've seen her direct long balls forward be effective already this afternoon. Can she pick out another? Shorter this time to Jensen, back to Riviere. And there's space for Jace to sprint onto the sliding tackle. Good positioning. West Ham eventually clear upfield. West Ham have won one of the previous 6 top-flight campaign opening days of the season. That was back in 2022, a 1-0 victory against Everton when Paul Konchesky was in charge. Got a lot to do, West Ham. To try and ask more of Manchester United. This might help though, as the ball's given away. Harries holds up play well. Cook with the delivery. Ueke chests it down. Ueke now on the edge of the area. Ueke with the shot. West Ham have won a corner out of that. Ueke did well there. Right-footed, it's come off of Millie Turner, who went to block. Without too much pressure at all, Man United have conceded this corner, and it's an opportunity for West Ham. Ayesi with the corner delivery there. It was a decent one in a danger area. Could have bounced beyond the United keeper there. Is there time yet for one last chance for Manchester United to double their advantage before the break? Good defending, and Ayesi's dropped back to support. We're going to have 4 additional minutes to this opening half as Ueke is thwarted by Letitia. Ueke tries hard to win back possession, gifts the free kick. Ueke involved in 3 goals in the final 2 WSL matches of last season. She's a threat, but one that Letitia has been able to deal with thus far. She plays the ball, looking to combine once again with the goal scorer. Clinton now for Manchester United. Gorey. West Ham looking to stretch play out to that right-hand side. It was a tough pass for Shannon Cook to get on the end of. Manchester United instead have the throw-in back to Turner. Picked up by Clinton, played out to Toon on the left. Toon with a nice turn, followed closely by Cook. Hear the noise go up a level. The United fans liking what they're seeing from their number 7. Toon chests it down to lay the ball off to Galton. It's a nice combination play by United. Turner finds Galton. Galton shakes up to take the shot. And that is a brilliant bit of play from Manchester United. They get a second before the break, and that second underlines what has been a really positive opening 45 minutes at Old Trafford. Just out on the edge of the box. It's a brilliant strike into the bottom left corner. United have looked threatening, and they have a 2-0 advantage going into the break. Goals from Jace and Leah Galton. Changes the complexion, perhaps, of the halftime team talk for manager Rian Skinner. For United, they will perhaps feel it's a fair reflection of the bright start they've had at Old Trafford. And that is the halftime whistle. And you can hear the roar around Old Trafford. It's been a good start so far from Manchester United. They got out the blocks quickly. They've dominated on the ball, and goals from Jace and Leah Galton give them a good advantage against West Ham United. Half-time here. It's Manchester United 2, West Ham United 0. Let's take a look back at the highlights of the opening 45 minutes. Cuts the ball back for the visitors. Percy Mewis coming on your screen there. hoping to add a bit more bite into the West Ham midfield. Confirmation of that substitution on your screens. US 50 plus caps for the USA. She's played in Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Japan. She's now about to begin her campaign for West Ham United, who have it all to do. Joint worst record on the road last season. It's a bit of a mountain to climb here to salvage any points, but this is the WSL. It's back, more competitive than ever, and it is a league where nothing is ever a given. Rico Ueke gets us back underway, plays the ball to her captain Gori, who launches it forwards down the left-hand side. Jade Riviere with some defending to do off of the whistle. Ball play back falls to the goal scorer at Old Trafford. No changes for Manchester United. The sides that finished 5th and 11th last season. And whilst Manchester United have established this 2-goal cushion, you can be pretty sure, I would think, that Mark Skinner was reiterating the importance of obtaining a first clean sheet of the season today as well. Manchester United conceded 32 goals in the division last time out. That was significantly more than those in the top 4. It's quite clear where they needed to tighten things up. They've got a new number 1, Fallon Tillis-Joyce, who didn't have too much to do in the opening 45 minutes, protected and shielded well by the outfield in front of her, including the player on the ball right now, Laetitia, who plays it back to her keeper. Galton, Manchester United's second goal scorer. Looking to link up with Elizabeth Turlan, making her WSL debut in red. Supported the club all her life and now gets to play for them at Old Trafford. I think United fans will be pleased with her positive display in the opening 45 minutes as she scurries back into the box, ready to be on the end of a delivery. Instead, Manchester United looking to build up the passes. Back with Galton now. Laetitia and Turner in the West Ham United half. And it's Letitia's ball forward that Grace Clinton runs onto, supported by Jace. So we've been linking up well so far in this game. As Clinton does really nicely to turn and feed the ball into Toon. Toon under pressure. Toon wins the free kick. In a dangerous position too. Galton and Toon standing over the ball. Plenty of bodies in the box. The dummy from Galton, the delivery from Toon, and a brilliant defensive header away from West Ham United's number 9. That's exactly what you want served up in those areas, and Ueke showing that not only will she put a shift in Down one under the pitch, she'll help her team defend as well, and they have another corner to defend right now. Another header towards goal. Leticia in a battle with Ueke. United recycle. Clinton. Riviere straight back in. There's a flick. Falls to Jace, who chests it down. Gets a couple of touches, and then Katrina Gorey, the skipper, doing what's required. West Ham look to block and deny United in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. Here's a break for West Ham United. And Riviere showcasing again all that she has to offer as a right back. Her positioning, her physicality, her reading of the game ensures that Denton wasn't able to progress any further, and West Ham United weren't able to showcase any more danger. Lee Mengwen with the ball into Gorey. First Chinese player to ever represent West Ham United. Another bit of business done late in the window. Galton has Mengwen for company. Induces the sliding tackle. Mengwen's back up quickly, as you need to be. But United still have possession. It's a free header. And it's a third. Grace Clinton extends Manchester United's advantage in their opening day fixture against West Ham United. A glancing header. There's almost a bit of degree of surprise in the celebration there. I don't think Grace Clinton could believe how much space she was afforded. No West Ham player anywhere near her. She's back in red, and she scored on the opening day of the season to make it Manchester United 3, West Ham 0. And it looks like Mark Skinner's good spell against West Ham will continue. Unbeaten in 7 WSL games against West Ham. Ryan Skinner is the current WSL manager he's faced most without losing in the WSL. a 3-goal advantage with less than 55 minutes on the clock. United in complete and utter control here at Old Trafford. Here's a chance, though, for the visitors to try and reduce the deficit. The free kick delivery played in, but United defend it. Defend. From the front is exactly what Ueke is trying to do, but she's fouled Jade Riviere in the process, and it's been a bit of a brutal return back to the defending standards for Jade Riviere. She's taken a few heavy knocks this afternoon. It's heading towards half-time in the other WSL game happening this Saturday afternoon between Brighton and Everton. I can tell you, Brighton are a goal up against the Evertonians, as this is all a little bit casual and clumsy from Manchester United. As Maya Letitia, the captain, just ushering for her teammates to keep their calm, keep their composure. This was all rather unnecessary for United. While the West Ham United players receiving treatment, let's take a look back at this second half so far. A half in which Manchester United have been able to extend their lead further and have had some good chances as well. The first of all from this set-piece situation, Ella Toon delivering the ball in. It was Rico Ueke with a very good defensive header away from goal. United continued to apply the pressure. This clearance fell kindly. The ball in was delicious. The glancing header taken with delight by Grace Clinton, the youngster who shined all season for WSL rivals Spurs, has come back home to Manchester United. You could almost perhaps describe her as a new signing given the time she spent away, but boy, she looks at home here at Old Trafford. Rianne Skinner, meanwhile, in deep discussion with her players. It's going to be a bit of a learning curve still, you think, for this West Ham United team. I mentioned what a tough season it was last season. I think they went to January without picking up many points at all. They've come here and been humbled in the past too. Back in the end of last year in November, they were beaten 5-0 here against Manchester United. But these fans are enjoying the display that their team is putting on at Old Trafford. A sea of red has watched their side put on a dominant display. 3 really well taken goals, all for different reasons as well. Jason's in the first half capitalising on some defensive frailties. A goal really all of her own making. Leah Galton with a fine finish. And Grace Clinton with a slick header gives Manchester United a 3-0 advantage. And I'm pleased to say that Emma Harries is standing up, walking off the pitch, and looks relatively comfortable in doing so. We are going to see some changes, though, for West Ham. That will be the end of Emma Harries' afternoon. She's going to be replaced by Serena Poubel for the visitors. And another change for West Ham as well. A robust defender, an experienced defender, a defender Rhian Skinner knows very, very well indeed. Shalina Zadorsky, the club's vice-captain, coming on. As West Ham look to try and shut out another Manchester United attack. Lewis does well and plays back to her keeper. You can see there confirmation that Zadorsky comes on in place of Lee Mengwen, who made her debut this afternoon for West Ham. An hour on the clock. United 3, West Ham 0. Zadorsky in a foot race against Jace. It's one that she wins. Riviere will take the throw in for Manchester United. Doesn't come to much for the hosts. If the scoreline wasn't quite as comfortable, we'd be a bit disappointed they didn't make more of that opportunity. It's a big summer of change for Manchester United. Lots has been written and spoken about the changes that are going on around the facilities side. Manchester United spent a big chunk of pre-season at St George's Park. Mark Skinner has spoken about the impact that technical director Dan Ashworth's had. Of course, plenty of success helping Brighton become professional, and how all of that has made Skinner himself feel a new sense of energy when it's come to building his Man United team for a 4th season in the WSL. Also spoke about the profile of player that they aimed to attract to the club over the summer. He wanted right players at the right age to grow with the team, which I thought was interesting. Skinner said to break into the top 3, we had to go a different direction, go down the young and hungry route. This Manchester United side is certainly showing a hunger to get on the ball, and players like Grace Clinton, who you can almost forget how young she is, she plays with such poise and maturity. They look, still half an hour to go to be tallying 3 points and chalking off their first win of the season. Riviere with the sliding tackle, it falls to Gorey for West Ham United though. Letizier's header drops to Aisi. Can Manchester United use this half an hour as a chance to demonstrate their intent for a title challenge this season? I think for many, the top 3 names are always on circulation when it comes to who is going to win that championship. Manchester United want to be in those conversations. They want to be pushing, they want to be bettering what they've done in past seasons. And perhaps adding some more goals to their tally this afternoon is a way of reiterating that stance. The visitors, though, aren't going to let their heads drop. They're battling away. But Galton manages to carry the ball, despite the attentions of the players in white shirts around her. Well, it was a heavy bit of contact into the back of Elizabeth Turland, so much so it's going to result in a yellow card. And we're going to see our first change from the Manchester United subs bench. Celine Bizet will be making her first appearance in a competitive WSL game for Manchester United in place of the player who opened the scoring here at Old Trafford this afternoon. Set the tone, broke the deadlock. And Manchester United really needed a goal to reflect the amount of time that they had on the ball. Celine Bizet joins 4 months after facing Manchester United in the FA Cup final for Spurs. Spent 2 years there, was previously at PSG. We're looking to get her first few touches. She's hovering around that 6-yard line. And it's Turner working so hard for her team, putting the pressure, winning the ball. Brilliant stuff from the Manchester United centre-back. And she's backed up by teammates, ball whipped in, and it's going to fall to Bizet. Now to Toon, gets the ball back. There's an energy now when Manchester United have possession in and around the 18-yard area. Toon, gathered by the West Ham United goalkeeper. He launches it out to her right. And the ball's played long, and it will go out. Old Trafford just goes up a level whenever Ella Toon has the ball at her feet. It's the kind of player she is, and her loyalty is appreciated and respected by the Manchester United faithful. You know how much a clean sheet will mean to Tullis Joyce. Joined the club in September 2023. She's had to be patient, as you would expect when you have a goalkeeper of the calibre of Mary Earps. But still, goals were a sore spot for United last season, especially the amount they conceded in the league. She hasn't had to do much. What she's needed to do so far, she's done in a composed and comfortable manner. As Toon looks to hook the ball out to the left. I think she thought perhaps a teammate might be making that overlapping run, not on this occasion, and West Ham able to reset at the feet of their goalkeeper. 20 minutes to go. Manchester United 3-0 up against West Ham on the opening day of their Barclays Women's Super League season. A Saturday in the sunshine at Old Trafford. So long ball played forward, the offside flag is up though. And that's been perhaps one of the impressive points of Manchester United's display so far this afternoon. They've had phases where they've looked to pass through the thirds, but when the opportunity's been there to go direct, to go long, they've employed that, and to good effect too. United have won their last 3 opening games of the season, making it a 4th. Will be exactly what Mark Skinner would want for the team that he's worked so hard with over the summer. The squad spent a week away in Marbella, first team training camp. There were no fixtures during that time. Skinner said that he wanted to get the team together. He felt like those experiences of putting in all the hard work and toil together could bring the group together, and that was certainly felt by many. Ethan Mannion said that amongst the double sessions, Skinner introduced this idea of Easter eggs. He dropped these random little instances where the players would be encouraged as a squad to do extra runs. So perhaps, for example, in between a double training session, there'd be hill sprints runs. And all that hard work and all those extra yards that are covered, all those extra bits come to fruition on the biggest stages of all, like Old Trafford on opening day of the season, where from pretty much the first whistle, Manchester United have had sole control of this game. They wanted to hit the ground running. It's been a case of so far so good for the team in red. Vivian Asai is going to make way now for another change for West Ham United. Manuela Pavi coming on as Rianne Skiller looks to tinker further and add some freshness to the attacking arsenal that she's employed as West Ham try to find a means back into this game, try to reduce the deficit. Free kick for West Ham, taken short. Mewis with the cross in, headed and not quite cleared by the hosts. As a result, West Ham will have a corner. Mewis will take. Delivery headed clear by Letitia. Could a break be on for United? Not quite. Katrina Gorey doing well, and by passing it back just enables her teammates the time to get back into shape. into the final quarter. Final 15 minutes left of this game between Manchester United and West Ham. West Ham's changes have helped. Also, it needs to be taken into account, of course, the established cushion that Manchester United have established, which means that they can address the tone of this second half slightly differently. All about game management, all about control, all about keeping the clean sheet. Lewis, the testing ball forwards, it falls kindly. There's the shot and there's the opportunity. It doesn't really get better than that for West Ham. And it's a chance that has not been taken. You could see the run. It was a positive one and it fell kindly. And of all the players you'd want that chance to fall to, it would be Katrina Gorey. A double sub for United. Elizabeth Turner comes off, Rachel Williams in her place. Rachel Williams, known as the super sub, all of her experience, all of her class. We also see a debut for Simi Awujo, who comes on in place of Dominic Janssen. Awujo again fitting exactly that kind of bill of player Mark Skinner was hoping to recruit. Just 20 years old, the Canadian, played at the Olympics. And Canada made the quarterfinals. Awujo got lots of physicality, lots to bring to this Manchester United team in the final few stages. And we all know about Rachel Williams' game. Always knows where to be. Here's Toon. Plays it back. Turner now, switching up play. And the ball just unable to be looked after, and it goes out for a throw-in. Picked up by United. Grace Clinton, who is so fit, she almost looks like she's a substitute that's come onto the game. She's here, there and everywhere. Got that buzz being back in a Man United shirt and scoring for her side. The third goal, the only of this second half period so far. Brighton still 1-0 up against Everton. More WSL games coming up tomorrow as well. Quite a mouth-watering one to kickstart your Sunday. 12:30 Arsenal kick-off against Manchester City, and then a double header at 2 p.m. Liverpool versus Leicester, Spurs versus Crystal Palace. The latter a London derby that should be well worth keeping an eye on. How can the Londoners here at Old Trafford do, though, as we head towards the final 10 minutes? Gorey with a good cross. Ueke keeps the attack alive. Has Riviere for company. Bizet as well. Does really well, Ueke. But so does Letitia and her goalkeeper. Getting up, smothering the ball, and quite deservedly so. Getting a pat on the back from Millie Turner. You can perhaps hear the words of Mark Skinner encouraging his front line to keep applying that pressure. The standards need to be as high as they were in the opening 10 minutes for the final 10, even though United look to have sealed 3 points with their 3-0 advantage. Another delivery comes in, headed away by Letizia. A shot. Takes a deflection, and it is enough to win West Ham another corner. Mewis will take. Had a few opportunities for the visitors since coming on as a second half sub. Can West Ham give something for their away contingent to cheer about here? It's a good chance again. The deliveries have been good. But that header goes off target. And it's enough to indicate there will have some more changes for both teams. First up, Manchester United. Hinata Miyazawa will be coming on, and making way as well as Leah Galton in place of Gabby George. Ella Toon, the other player coming off for Manchester United. Marika Bergman-Lundin replaces the captain, Katrina Gorey. And apologies, it's not Ella Toon coming off, it is Grace Clinton. Manchester United's strength and depth come into the fore with the changes that they can make. And how these players so seamlessly slot into the style and shape that Mark Skinner likes to play, as Williams tries to play Ella Toon in. Great to see Gabby George back for Manchester United, wearing the number 3 shirt. You can see her perhaps just in the corner of your screen. Will add great balance to this Manchester United team. Got a brilliant left foot. Sadly suffered an injury early on in the campaign last time out. As again, another player will feel almost fresh, like a new signing for Manchester United, and all of these factors are contributing to the sense almost of a new chapter for United. New season, new ambition is what they're after. And if the 85 minutes of football we've seen on display are anything to go by, United might perhaps be getting featured in those conversations around title challenges. Who knows? It's a very long season. It's going to be the best and most competitive yet in the WSL. That is for sure. We saw that last night with a brilliant game between Chelsea and Aston Villa. Less than 5 minutes to go of the 90. I'm sure we will have a chunk of additional time as well, given how many substitutions have been made by both managers. Ueki doing well to win that battle with Letitia. The referee says it wasn't a fair one, and the free kick goes the way of the home team. It's now Brighton 2, Everton 0. Another match going on, kicked off just half an hour after ours here. Lewis for West Ham, under pressure, plays it back. Gabby George with a good intervention. As part of United's centre of excellence. Signed from Everton. As the ball almost trickles out, and that is brilliant, brilliant goalkeeping. Make no mistake about that, when you have had very little to do all afternoon. West Ham have had their chances. That almost went all the way in. Good reactions from Manchester United's new number one, who wears the 91 shirt. Corner now for West Ham. Headed away by Williams. Jade Riviere sprinting to get on the end of the ball, and does so a second time. A break could be on for Manchester United now. A counter-attacking opportunity. Miyazawa has options. Toon is one of them. Can Toon find the back of the net? No, that is a brilliant save. Ella Toon with the goal at her mercy has the chance to add a bit of gloss to the scoreline here. It was a brilliant counter-attacking opportunity for Manchester United. Miyazawa had options to her right, but Toon, late on in this game, driving, going up again, digging deep to sprint forwards, right-footed, was looking to slot the ball into the bottom right corner. It's just, I think, perhaps a little moment of hesitancy. It wasn't quite as fluid as it needed to be to beat West Ham United's new goalkeeper. Into the final minute of the 90. And whilst defeat will be the headline for West Ham United, I still think there is plenty of constructive points Rianne Skinner will be looking to take away, particularly from her side's second half display. The defending marks over, the question marks over the defending for the goals conceded, of course, will be examined and scrutinised. You cannot afford to give WSL players time and space in really important areas of the pitch. Mistakes are capitalised ruthlessly, so especially by a team like Manchester United, who have scored free and will kick-start their 2024-25 season with 3 points at Old Trafford. 5 minutes of additional time to be played. United on the attack again, and that ball was almost pinpoint to the run of Bizet. Had to go through a sea of West Ham players as well. Last season was such a roller coaster for Manchester United supporters. A season of many firsts. United competing in the Champions League for the first time. They won their first major trophy, got their first win over Chelsea. But for some of these achievements, they were somewhat overshadowed by many firsts for all the wrong reasons as well. First defeat at Old Trafford, heaviest defeat, and their lowest finish in the WSL. But the summer looks to have been a positive one. They've worked hard to gel new players into the team. It's been a change of leadership and a fresh energy, according to Mark Skinner, and it's certainly been on display for long phases of their opening game against West Ham United. And perhaps there are more firsts to come this season. Perhaps there's a bit more history for this Manchester United side to make. For West Ham, the reality of the rebuild job that Rhian Skinner's had to do and is having to do, it's one she's been pretty vocal about. She's not shirked that need for West Ham to consolidate, to have consistency. I think she might have pointed out as well that at West Ham, sometimes the short-term contracts haven't helped in keeping players, building those squads that you need to so that you can compete at the highest level. But with Rhian Skinner, they have one of the most experienced managers in the WSL to trust with that task. Bizet for United now. Zadorsky gets the boot to it. And United get a late corner. The corner comes in, cleared by West Ham. Just minutes remaining of this opening day WSL fixture between Manchester United and West Ham. United want more goals. Cross comes in, Turner, the centre-back, wanting to get on the end of it. The offside flag is up though. And Turner will have to sprint back to her centre-back position down the other end of the field. Manchester United will sustain their good record at home against West Ham. And it looks like they're going to carry on with the brilliant feat of not conceding a goal against the Hammers either. The clean sheet looks to be in the making as Letizier's right boot swings at the ball. United keeping their shape, keeping organised. But West Ham will keep on pushing until the very final whistle. Ball has to be cleared by Riviere. United failing to make it stick. But Rachel Williams now will play it to tune. You can be sure we'll keep hold of it for United. Sensibly elects to play it out to the right where Riviere sees her skipper. Letizier to Turner. Turner gets it back. Nice little turn. Gabby George has an offer on the left. It's accepted as George enters the West Ham half. Makes a good run as well. Gets it back. We've played the 5 additional minutes. And there is the full-time whistle. Manchester United win on the opening day of the season once again. They get off to the dreamiest of starts at Old Trafford. A comfortable, composed and professional performance. It's full-time here and it finishes Manchester United 3, West Ham United 0.